Hello everybody, and sorry for the late or very on time, depending how you look on it, update video for the very teeny tiny spooky Halloween update. Sorry for the delay. I have to do the horrifying thing called working a job and going to school. This is spooky. But anyways, to make up for it, I will sprinkle some hidden gift cards in this video. They're super hard to find, so keep an eye out, man. And anyways, without further ado, let's get into the skin showcase. Alright, so first off, we have the new Halloween cosmetics, which there are only 3 of them. Understandable given the short size of this update, given that Kronos has just recoded the entire game, basically, which is good for him. It's a long overdue system. But anyways, the new items you get through the new crafting system, or I guess it's return of last year's, where you complete the Slaughterfest. Make sure you have storage space, because if, for example, you win 3 bags, and you only have 2 storage slots available, you just get no bags. I don't know why Kronos didn't make them stack, or didn't just give you the candies in its own separate inventory. Who knows? But anyways, at least you get to pick the items you want after gambling for enough candies. Speaking of gambling, though, you can actually get the previous last year's cosmetics through re-rolling every, I believe it's 5 hours you get an extra roll. I highly recommend you do this when it's off cooldown, assuming there's an item on there that you want. Because if you get the Halloween pixel skin, it's literally worth hundreds of thousands of gold. So if you get it, you're like literally rich, but it's a super rare. It's like 0.01% chance. There is the loot table on screen right now, thanks to Garrett providing it. He didn't really give it to me, I just stole it. I like stealing things. So all the cosmetics are very spooky and scary items like scrap armor and ammo pouches. The only item I'd really say that on this list is actually a spooky Halloween item is the Marauder's mask, because old hockey masks are just scary apparently, because the one horror guy did it once. So I do think this cosmetic effect will look cool in something like the Necron jacket, so here's to hoping that ever gets added, but we'll have to see. But then again, I also don't really remember or could name a I can't say the name of any good Halloween cosmetic for a while. I don't know. Maybe the memory is gone. Maybe I'm just feeling numb. This update also brought the long-awaited Tier 6 Rechambered shotgun. It's the Rusty, but it uses a magazine instead of rounds loaded. Anyways, it takes level 500, so it's an endgame shotgun. Go figure. It's $35,000, 50 perks, 50 screws and nails, which you get from Leapers. I recommend underground safe house, like underneath the railway, safe house thing there by whatchamacallit, the railways raid. It takes 25 steel fragments, which you get from Lewis. He's in the harbor. I recommend going for the grenade launcher blueprint from the Billies. It's pretty easy to get, and you can get 4 steel per blueprint, so you can do the math. I'm too tired right now. It takes 3 gears, which you get from certain survivals, so I don't remember which one's on top of my head right now. I'll put them on the screen right now. And then takes 1 sector FD and prison rechambered part, which are from wave 13 on each of the raids. and then you also need to get to wave 15 once to get the blueprint. I recommend personally going for the prison to get to wave 15. I find that the easiest. I think it was prison, sector D, and then sector F, as in sector F is the hardest. So try sector or prison first, and then just keep trying and trying. Like if you get to 13 and fail, just go to the next one, and then eventually you might get it. And if you go through and get all the parts, then just keep farming prison. Maybe you might find it one easier, but that's just my personal recommendations. So for the build, I recommend using one fire rate to get it on par with the fire rate of Rusty, or slightly better depending on your tweak. Just because, in my opinion, fire rate is just far too slow for it to reliably kill large groups of enemies. Then follow that with an ammo mod, because ammo mods are just good. More bullets, that's good. More shock, and then 3 damages just to give it times damage. You could probably swap off one of the damages for an elemental mod of your favor, but I used my Rusty with a toxic mod for dealing with those enemies, so I just used my Rechambered for just DPS. So let me know, comment down below your favorite builds, but that's what I personally recommend. Anyways, in conclusion, I think the update is it's a pretty alright one. I really don't like it, and you probably realize this already, probably because you already got the gun, but if you haven't already, that the Rechamber replaces the Grand. And in my opinion, that's dumb. They should have added the Rechamber as something in the event until permanent home could be found for it. But yeah, the Grand is just a better gun than the Rechamber 2, so it's kind of dumb it being replaced, but hopefully this is a very temporary fix and changes. If so, not a huge deal, but if this becomes a change that sits in the game for months on end, that will really suck. The new Slaughterfest event is just more of the same, and I would say it's generally pretty good. I like the Slaughterfest event. It's pretty fun. I don't like the new candy system where it's like, oh, whoever holds the most candies at the end wins. I really wish he just focused more on fixing the turning in candies, mostly just because it feels, I don't know, you join around late and it feels unfair, or, you know, you just get clobbered by somebody and you lose all your candies. Or what happens for me most of the time is I join late, I kill one guy in first place and I win. It doesn't really feel very earned. So I much prefer the version where it's more like you are playing against everyone else for securing your own candies, and you can kind of join in whenever. I think that's a better model, but this isn't necessarily bad. I don't like the new candy bags, mostly because it requires all these extra ones you have to find and trade. It's very overcomplicated for no reason. I don't like that, especially since the bags don't stack. That by far is the worst like part of this all. And yeah, overall the Slaughterfest though did have some really good rebalance changes, which I'm so happy about. They removed the tactical bow and the minigun. I personally didn't mind the tactical bow. It was kind of funny. You would just one-shot someone randomly. But I can see how that isn't fun for everyone else. But the minigun, oh, that's the bane of my existence. The minigun found a weird niche where it was super unfun to use because it felt like you were doing no damage. It was janky, it was slow, and you could just get jumped pretty easily. But fighting against it was painful because when you're revving up the minigun and firing, it boosts your momentum backwards. You could essentially propel yourself really, really fast backwards while shooting at the person chasing you. It was completely unfun, completely unfair. So good riddance, it's gone. The P250 though is the real killer because they third party you all the time. They do good damage and good accuracy, and it's so hard to play against the P250 without losing half your health or getting third party. Not cool. They added the boomerang, chainsaw, fire axe, jack scythe, and keytar. I've only used the chainsaw out of these ones, and let's use the fire axe. Chainsaw sucks. It is so low damage, which I'm glad. I'd rather do that than be OP. The fire axe seems kind of like a machete, just like a generic like charge melee attack one. Like I said, I didn't find the other two. Still, the best one, in my opinion, is the broomstick spear. It's got good reach, good damage, low stamina usage. Don't tell anyone, that's our secret, me and the 100 viewers who see this video. The overall, the new shotgun, though, I like it. It's a cool shotgun. It's a cool style. I don't like it because it replaces the Rusty, which means I can't flex my Nebula Rusty anymore. What will I ever do? I can't flex on 12-year-olds. My self-esteem will never recover from that. And Kronos should be ashamed. Like, if you're seeing this, Kronos, you should be ashamed because you are hurting my self-esteem that I can't brag about my Lego NFT to other children. For shame, Kronos, for shame. So yeah, anyways, as long as the Grand gets added back soon, this would be pretty cool. I'm glad we did get a new update. Even if the rewards were quite mid, it's just good to see the game get updates. I am very patient with Kronos right now because he did go back and revise the code and everything, which I was saying for years. Even if he took a year off and just did this, it'd be worth it. And I think the player base needs to understand that too. Kronos fixed a lot of the game stability issues and so much of the other things. Once he can get his act up in gear and get back into updating it again, updates will come out much more consistently and much more higher quality. He even fixed the elevator that never works. I remember reporting that bug like 3 years ago, and he took a look at it and he couldn't figure out how to fix it. So yeah, if that says something, the elevator, Kronos has figured out how to program elevators. The game is saved. Millions must live. So yeah, anyways, thank you very much for watching. Have a good Halloween. The trick for the treat of the gift card is there's only one gift card. So if you're looking for a second one, because I say gift cards, sucks to suck. Anyways, have a good rest of your day. And smell you later, nerds.